Good morning, class. This is Dr. Curlin, and I have been playing with this exercise, and I found a new recording tool, and I think it'll be more helpful to show you this live. So I'm actually on the Jamovi website. You all have to create a free account. I like to use it in the cloud. I don't have to download anything. You can do the same. The only problem with Jamovi is because it's free, it might kick you off. You might only get like 30-minute session. So it's important to save your work a couple times so you don't lose what you've done. But here we go. Okay, on your left is your variables and database are going to be in here, and the results of any analyses will display over here on the white. So let's just click some buttons. See this blue line up here? That's where I'm clicking. Edit gives you some tools for your database. Analyses, t-tests, and things we haven't gotten to yet. Data and variables we are going to use. Okay, so for this project, you have 10 questionnaires that have been filled out by 10 different people. And they're all related, of course, to um, research method, how much they love it. So we're going to um, start by entering our variables. And here's some, they gave us ABC already. We can change the name of these and add some more. So let's see, click on the little balls and it opens up this portal here where we're going to put our first variable. And when they're blue, you can just type in them or you can delete it. Okay, so we're going to put an ID on each of our assessments from 1 to 10 because we have 10. Now, when you think about what kind of variable is that, in this measure type button, we have to choose nominal, ordinal, or continuous. Now, our book has two items that are in continuous, ratio and interval data. But on this particular software, they just group those together. Okay, so if one of you said nominal, you're correct because the ID is just 1 to 10. It could be 20 to 30, whatever we want to put down. It doesn't have a statistical or numerical meaning. And so we don't need to add any levels for this because we're going to put them in our database, and you'll see that in a minute. Okay, so let's go to B. Okay, this is going to be the beginning of our questionnaire here. We've got 4 questions that we're going to build. So the first one is research methods is a good learning experience. We're going to put a shortcut name in here, and we're going to pick what kind of data it is. Is it nominal, ordinal, or continuous? So we've got a Likert scale in here, so that means it's ordinal because, well, we have levels 1, 2, 3, 4, which I labeled on there for you. They don't have the difference between strongly disagree and disagree is not exactly 1 point away from it. It's a category we built. So in this case, we're going to need to add these 4 levels. So we press this plus sign by the levels. We enter 1, okay, 2, okay, 3, okay, 4, okay. And if you wonder, well, we don't need it to be 40. If you wonder why we can't just write what these mean in here, it only works just with the numerals. But we can put a description here. In fact, we should. So 1 equals strongly disagree, 2 equals disagree, 3 equals agree, and 4 equals strongly agree. Now we have 4 questions where we're going to use that same Likert scale. So I'm going to select it all and press Control C for copy. Okay, so we are actually done with B. That didn't take too long. So let's move down here, pick up C. This would be the second question. I am afraid of research methods. So we'll just use the word afraid. Okay, like the last one, this is also going to be ordinal. We're going to have to add our levels. One, two, three, and 4. And then we can click in the description, Control and V as in Victor to paste our description in there. That's just a good reminder. When we're entering numerals, so we've got integers in here, we're not going to put any text or anything. So we don't have to change that one. Okay, so let's go back down out here and add some more. But they only gave us ABC as samples. So we have to press this big blue press square. And then we are not going to put a transformed or computed variable. We're going to put a data variable. So we're going to press the very last thing, which says append, which means add. And that's going to give us D. In fact, let's just add them all while we're down here. We need 2 more for our assessment here, and then we need another one for gender and one for age. So that should give us all the variables we need. So let's go back to D, which is our third question on the assessment. I look forward to research methods. And we'll use look forward, Control and V, and paste our description. We're going to pick ordinal, and we're going to add our levels. Oh, and there they are. Okay, let's do our fourth question here, which is I love research methods. So we'll just use the word love. Control V for our copied description. We choose ordinals, and we're going to add our levels. Look how easy this is. You guys are getting it, I'm sure. Okay, now we're going to go down and add another variable, and we're going to add gender this time. Oops. Okay, now which type of data do y'all think this is? Nominal, ordinal, or continuous? If you guess nominal, you're correct, because we're just assigning. 1 means male and 2 means female. And so we only have 2 choices here, so we only need to add 2 levels. So we're going to just put 1 and 2 in, and we've got our description. And that one's done. And our last variable then is age. And what kind of data do you think this is? If you guessed continuous, good for you. You're right. We don't really need a description because that's self-explanatory, and we don't need any levels because we're just going to add their agent. Are you looking for me? Oh, huh. Oh, okay. And that's all our variables. So I'm sorry, my boss went by the door. Okay, so this is under the variables tab. Can you see this up here where my cursor is? So what we have to do now is enter our data. So we're going to click the data tab, and all our variables are along the top. See that? So in this first column, we're going to put ID numbers. Now, I like to use the little arrow buttons for this, and we're just going to put 1 through 10 in here. That helps us stay on track. When we go to enter data. All right, that looks good. Okay, so let's start with ID number 1 up here. We'll just add what he put in for the assessment, or she. Okay, he picked a 3, then they picked a 4, then 2 1s. And their gender is male, so that's a 1, and their age is 26. Look at that. You've entered it, or you've watched me enter it very quickly. So let's go on to number 2. And they started with a 2, a 3, 2, a 3. It's female, that's a 2, and their age is 34. And there's a scroll bar down here at the bottom, or you can use the arrows. Hi. Let's go on to number 3. We've got a 3, 3, 2, 2. It's a male, age 47. We got him in there. How about number 4? He put a 3, a 4, 2, a 1. He's male and he's 41. All right, 6 more to go. Okay, so we're going to do a 3, a 4, a 1, a 1. This is a female, age 35. Number 6, we got a 3, 4, 1, 3. And this is a male, age 52. So you get down to 7, and they put 3, 4, 2, 2. Oh, I'm off here somewhere. And it is a male, which is a 1, and he's age 38. See how the ID really helps us stick on track here? So we're at number 8, and he put 2, 4, 2, 2. Oh, it's a she, age 27. In our last page with 9 and 10, we've got 1, 2, 3, 3. It's a female, and she's 49. Nope, I messed that one up too. Okay. And the last one, oh, they put a 3 for everything. And it is a male, age 33. Okay, so look at that. We've got all our data entered. We click back to variables and see them, but we've got our data. So anytime we need to remember what things meant, if we can't remember, look in our sheet. We've got all our descriptions here under the data tab, our variable tab. So let's go to data and let's do a little bit of analysis. So we're going to go to this blue tab and click analysis. And then we're going to go to exploration. And we're going to pick descriptives. You see that drop down here. And now all your results will appear over here. Who knows what the capital N means? That's the total number of participants. In this study, it's 10, right? We have 10 assessments. So let's put our variables over here. And this is sort of the working area. Whatever you want to analyze has to go over in these boxes. Got them out of order, but that doesn't matter. Okay, the only thing that, let's just do this. Let's pick statistics. Click the mode also, and Shapiro-Wilk. And here comes our answers. Okay, so we've got 10 people. We don't have any missing data. And this gives us the mean for each question or each piece of data. And so the mean is simply the arithmetic average, right? You add all the scores together and divide by the number of participants, which would be 10, to show you what the mean is on each one of these variables. The median is the exact center number of those chosen. So 36.5 is the median, while 38.2 is the average or mean age. And the mode is the numbers that appears the most. So we got a lot of 3s in that first question. I guess more than one person was 26. And we've got a standard deviation for our mean, maximum and minimum. It can only go from 1 to 4. And I'm going to have you tell me what Shapiro-Wilk indicates in your assignment. So when you do some descriptives and when you do your database, take a screenshot here. That's Control Print Screen on my keyboard, and paste it into discussion board if it won't let you. Paste it on a Word document. And after this one, well, tell me what all these mean, but you might have to look up Shapiro-Wilk. Okay, let's do something different up here with descriptives. Let's take gender out and divide them by gender. If we put ID in there, that wouldn't really help us. So it's splitting the results here. See how that is? We've got 4 women and 6 men in this study. No missing data. And the means change when they're rated just for each group. So you can play around with this all you like. The split by has to be this sort of data. ID wouldn't be helpful, but gender would be. Okay, so we've learned a little bit about our sample, right? There might be some description items we would use if we were writing our methods section. And that's all I'm really going to have you do. Um, I'll show you one more thing, and you are welcome to play around up here. Um, so our variables and data are still there, so we didn't lose them. The we can do a let's do a reliability analysis since we just read about this. We'll put our 4 questions in here from our assessment. And we're going to click the Cronbach's A over here and if an item is dropped over here. Oh, so we got horrible scales here because everything's in the negative and we want it to be close to 1, not -1. Okay, so it's saying 2 of these are correlated negatively, which means they're not going in the same direction. But really, think about these questions. Research methods is a good learning experience. I'm afraid. I look forward to research method. I love research method. So 3 of them are positive and 1 is negative. And so that negative one is sort of skewed backwards. So what we can do is go back to our variables, like the data view, and we're gonna reverse code afraid. That way the scores will be pointed towards the forward. Like when they say strongly agree that they're afraid of research methods, it's going to be a 1, which was like to strongly disagree on the other 3 questions. So we click transform variables. It's going to be afraid, and let's change it to afraid R, like revise. Okay. Oh, I got to remember how to do this. Okay, it already copied it in here, but we want to reverse transform it. Every time I do this, I forget. Oh, we put an extra column in that wasn't correct. We'll delete that extra one out. We got to pick our transform. Okay, so in order to transform this, we've got it for 1 to 4 scale. We're going to subtract them all from 5. So after equal, you put 5 minus 1 because 5, excuse me, 5 minus the source because 5 minus 4 would give you a 1, right? 5 minus 1 will give you 4. And so that's what we're going to do. And it's already changed it. So you can see the comparison because the variables are right next to one another. Okay. Then we'll go back to some analysis up here. And we're going to go back to descriptives. Is that where we want to go? Yeah. Oh, we got this in factor, the reliability analysis. So we're going to put learning experiences, afraid R over here, look forward, and love. And we're going to click this Cronbach's if item is dropped. Oh, look at that. So what this means is if we take learning experience out, we're going to have a good reliability measure here. So this, for some reason, this is not a good question. Okay, so Did I delete the wrong thing? Let's put this back in. All right. Learnings. I think I put the wrong one in. Okay. Yes. So when I take that question out, I'm left with three questions, and they have a very good Chromeback's alpha. It's zero point 0.7 almost, zero point 0.9, zero point 0.8 almost, rounding up. And we want it perfect would be a numero one. So that means this is a pretty good, reliable type questionnaire if we were really thinking about research methods. You're afraid, you love it, or you're looking forward to it. Maybe. It seems to me we need some negative scores on there, but people can rate them negatively, right? So you're welcome to play around with the rest of these analyses. We're going to do in further future classes some t-tests. Um, Probably not so much in ANOVA. We might, but we'll look at some correlations. And you already used a factor analysis. And feel free to play around with it and see if you can get a sense of how this works. And you can remember to take pictures here. And we've been on here long enough. We should have already saved our data. So let's save that. I'm going to save it in my OneDrive. And down here, you have to name it. And I've saved it in as final because I've done it quite a few times. Trying to get this video. All right, I'm going to stop for now.